In email marketing or in marketing in general, principles often don't change, but tactics and strategies do. That's why in this video I'm gonna show you 6 money-printing email marketing tactics for 2025 that are gonna help you scale your store and get better results with email marketing. Let's get right into it. The first tactic or strategy is using full screen pop-ups. So list growth should always be your top priority because more people on your list means more sales in general. And right now, full screen pop-ups are outperforming the regular ones. We've tested it on over 10 accounts, and in some cases it even tripled our submission rate. So make sure you're using them both on desktop and mobile devices. And when I say the regular ones, the regular pop-up covers just partial or a part of a screen, where the full screen pop-up, as the name suggests, covers the entire full screen. So you might be wondering, why is it working so well? The main reason is that when you have a partial pop-up, it still shows website in the background and people are kind of, their focus isn't on the pop-up itself. But with a pop-up like this one, their full focus is on the offer itself and on the pop-up, right? So that's why it's working so well. Also make sure that you have this X where people can click off the pop-up. Another reason is that I'm seeing a lot of brands make this mistake where they allow people to click outside of the pop-up to close it and they don't have a teaser, and then they're missing out on all of those sales. So this is another one where you just need to have full screen pop-up because once again, they're performing great on multiple accounts, multiple verticals. If you're not using them, make sure you give them a shot and see how they're performing, but I guarantee that they're gonna do better than your current pop-up. Now using micro yes, so this is another list growth strategy, and this is very important because, as I said, it's really basic because more people on the list actually equals more sales because it's more people entering the flows, more people receiving the campaigns, in general just having bigger volume. And that's why it's so important, because if you take your submission rate from, let's say, 2% to 6 or 8%, then you're tripling or quadrupling your email list growth, and then also like tripling or quadrupling your flows revenue and campaigns revenue. So another simple tactic that helps us improve submission rates by 50 to even 100% in like extreme cases is using micro yes. It's really a fancy name for adding an extra step to your pop-up, because instead of asking customers to leave the email address right away, we are asking them if they even want a discount. It might sound counterintuitive as the pop-up journey is longer, but it really comes down to human psychology. Once people commit to something, they're more likely to finish this, and this step is also very low friction, as all it requires from people is just to click yes or no. And this is an example of this pop-up, where once again, we're not asking them to leave their email address and whatnot, we're just asking them hey, do you want to get free shipping, right? And on their side, it's yes or no, it's as simple as that. And after they click yes, then obviously they're more likely to leave the email address and complete the entire sign-up form, which is once again helps you with list growth. Another important tactic or strategy is having optimized footer, and a well-optimized footer helps you with two things. First one is deliverability, and then secondly, it's sales. So to improve your deliverability, you need to include something called mission statement, which essentially it's like a block of text including a lot of copy and having a lot of plain text elements. We usually like to hide it, like on the screenshot below, where you probably can't even see this, but we like to hide this so it doesn't make the email look weird. And if you're wondering okay, where is it? It's right here at the very bottom under the unsubscribe part. Once again, we have formatted it in a way that it's invisible for everyone, but we still have it, so it helps us with deliverability, just to balance the ratio between design heavy elements and plain text elements. The second tactic that helps with sales tremendously is including links to your collections at the very end of the email. We've seen cases where it improved click rate by 50%, and this is this part, as you can see, where we were once again linking to collections. If you have a one product store, then obviously that won't be that relevant, but if you have multiple products or collections or categories, you need to have these. Usually we like to do between 3 to 5 links. 5 is usually a sweet spot, so people have some kind of choice on what they want to click, but also we're not overwhelming them with everything. And in general, it works very well because it's also the very end of the email. So if someone has gone through the entire thing and they want to shop by category or collection, they can do it right away, without needing to going to the homepage and then selecting the collection. It just shortens the customer journey. And yeah, the results themselves were quite great when we've tested it, because in Klaviyo you can actually see link activity breakdown, and after we have added these 5 links at the very end of the emails, we've seen our click rates improve by 50%, meaning that the clicks generated from these collections were like 50% more than from the email itself, right? So once again, it's proven to work. We've tested it. We have the data to prove it. So there is no reason why you shouldn't trust it. Try it. Lastly, make sure to include icons talking about your USP. This is like, it's not gonna make or break your sales, but it's still pretty cool because as you can see, like someone goes to the very end of the email, they know that, for example, this brand has warranty, free shipping, and the product can be installed quickly. So these are quite important USPs. Once again, it's not make or break it, but they're quite decent. Someone already knows about it. They can click on the collection link and just proceed to shopping. As simple as that. The other tactic is having condensed flows. This is tactic / strategy, but this is something that we're seeing that works great right now, and it's also gonna work well in 2025 because the days of flows including 15 to 20 emails are long gone. That's because when you have a flow with 15 emails, the truth is that probably only 3 or 4 are responsible for like 80 to 90% of all sales, and we've noticed the trend where condensed flows are performing way better. That means 4 to 6 emails in each flow, but with the right content. Each email has to be very specific, covering one topic or angle in depth. This can be a bit longer than usual emails, and that's fine, especially when it's a welcome flow. Now, there's one note that there might be an exception, because if your brand really needs to heavily educate customers about the problem and your product, then the welcome flow especially, might be longer and it might make sense. But overall, what we're seeing right now is having really condensed flows between 4 to 6 emails, 3 to 5 even, but yeah, 4 to 6 is like a sweet spot, targeting people entering these flows, and after they exit, we're sending them right campaigns, which is going to be my next point. But I just want to explain my whole thought process and our strategy we're implementing, where it's not only about flows. We're treating flows and campaigns as like one thing, right? They're not competing against each other. They're meant to work together, and this is how we are making them work with quite short emails. Where once again, shorter flows, 4 to 6 emails. The emails in these flows are a little bit longer than the regular campaign ones. Like, we actually have some copy which explains the product, the USPs, and so on and so on. And then if someone didn't convert through this welcome flow, we're making them go through the campaigns, which are more targeted, more up to date. And that brings me to my next point, that targeted campaigns are going to be a great tactic or strategy to boost your sales in 2025. Having shorter flows is one part of the email strategy. The other one is converting those people through targeted campaigns. I know I said it, but just to make my point. This approach is working extremely well right now. Short flows into the targeted campaigns. By targeted campaigns, I mean using current trends, up-to-date news about your brand, also specific problems and angles. And this is why it works so well, because with flows, you usually set them up once and then you run A/B tests. But it's not like, we are changing the emails in the welcome flow 3 or 4 times a week. Where with campaigns, you're sending them, or at least you should be sending them 3 to 4 times per week. That means you're sending more up-to-date content. For example, you maybe launched new products, new arrivals, maybe you have a restock, maybe something cool happened with your brand, some kind of partnership with another, maybe influencer or some big name in the industry. Maybe you got featured by some magazine like Forbes. Maybe you received this great testimonial and you want to highlight it. You see what I mean? Like with flows, someone's going through the design journey, but with campaigns, they're getting the up-to-date content, which is also making them convert. And all these campaigns should also have the right copy based on the customer profile, so buyers versus non-buyers. Just some of the example results. As you can see, this works even for smaller lists. Now, the last but not least tactic is going broad. The truth is that majority of the brands are targeting their engaged 60 or 30 segments, and by 30 or 60 I mean days. While this is a valid strategy and it is okay to target those segments, it's not the best way if you want to maximize your sales. That's because if you're targeting this segment, you're probably just getting your emails delivered to around 20 to 25% of your entire email list. And if your deliverability is good, you should really go broad, even up to engaged 365 segment or a full list. This might decrease your open, click and conversion rates, but it will increase your net opens, clicks and total sales. Now, with the full list, maybe I've gone like a little bit too far, like you don't want to send your every campaign to full list, but engage 365, definitely. Like honestly, this screenshot was sent to the engaged 365 segment. So people who were engaged for the entire year, we still had a click rate of over 1% and conversion rate of 0.1%. Now, if we targeted, engaged 30 or 60 segment, this would be like 25% of these sales. So this campaign wouldn't generate almost 4K. It would generate almost $800. And this is just one campaign, right? And if you're sending 10 of these campaigns, it's like extra 32K revenue per month just by going broad without even changing the content of the email. It's just aligning the segments to the actual campaign that you're sending. So go broad if you can. Obviously, if your deliverability is terrible and whenever you expand you're seeing low open rates, don't do this. But if you're seeing good open rates and good click rates and all of the metrics are looking fine, people are converting, your spam rate isn't increasing, then you need to go broad and target as many people as you can, just to squeeze like everything you can from your email list as well. Because the truth is that everyone has a specific conversion cycle, and if they don't convert within a certain period of time, they're usually gonna just churn. So you're not really risking anything, you're just trying to seize the opportunity and generate as many sales as you can from your email list. So this was the last tactic. Now, as a bonus to kickstart your 2025 and make sure that you're getting the best results you can, we're offering free Klaviyo audits. So all you have to do is click the link below this video. There's gonna be like a calendar form where you can just select a time that works for you. We're gonna do a completely free audit for you, tell you what flows you should be using, the exact strategies you should be using, how to optimize your campaigns, list growth, all of this stuff. We're gonna cover deliverability as well. Everything you can really imagine, we're gonna do all of that for you. You're gonna get an in-depth action plan that you can implement yourself, or you can work with us to implement. That's really up to you. But yeah, make sure you get it, because once again, it's completely free and we've done tons of these and they really help e-com brands scale just by getting this free value and knowing what currently works and what are some of the tips or trips that they can implement to make sure that your brand can grow profitably. Make sure you book the call. Once again, it's completely free audit. Click the button below or the link below. But if you're not there yet, if you don't want to get this free Klaviyo audit for whatever reason, make sure to check out my other videos that are going to show you how to grow your email list quickly and profitably.